Perfect.
Yep.
How you been?
It's been crazy. Like of this, like last night, I think I had my 15th DJ gig of the month of 18 this month.
Amazing.
So I've been burning the candle at both ends. I'm exhausted, but I'm good. But I'm just tired.
Yeah, I sense that. I sense that coming in. I could definitely feel that. I was, with how I work, I feel everything that you're feeling in your body. And I felt like the back tension and the heavy eyes especially. You must be so sleepy.
Yeah, I almost fell asleep on the way home from work just now.
Yeah.
So if I look awful, sorry.
No, don't be silly. You look amazing. As always, you always look amazing.
Thank you.
I had a look at your notes, and I obviously consulted with spirit, with source, with the universe. And obviously, you know how I work, you know that the messages I get and everything, that I feel exactly how you're feeling, as well as I see images, and I get put exactly in your body, in your own journey from past, present, and future. So some of the themes that you're experiencing at the moment is you've obviously had your spiritual awakening, which has been really, really beautiful, and you've had so much healing. There are some core themes that are beginning to play out for you, and that's what I call post-spiritual awakening and reintegration back into the basis of a human experience and lifestyle, right? And this is where, I guess you can say, this is where I see, to be honest with you, the most grounded growth. Because after you experience all of these things and you continue to be on this soul evolution, on this personal evolution, what happens is your understanding of where your growth is expands, as well as where you have stagnated. So at this stage, what I'm seeing is you becoming incredibly self-critical, which is a big no-no, right? And I can see that. Oh, hello.
Lily's here. She probably hears you.
She's adorable. So you're obviously, what they showed me is that you're kind of asking yourself, am I genuinely healing? And there's a lot of self-doubt coming through as well, right?
It's a confusing topic, though. It's like, I don't really know what it is. The only thing that I can take that's tangible from it is my daily habits. Like, my consistency is easier now.
Yeah.
Like, doing my things, like, I've never been this consistent in my life, and anything, like my diet, my fitness, my work, it's just good. That part feels easy, and that's what I'm kind of taking from it.
Yeah. Good. That's amazing. Because you didn't really have that before. You were kind of all over the place.
Yeah, it was a mess. So
yeah.
I wanted to be all those things, but I just found it really difficult to maintain the consistency to do those things. And it's funny because like all this stuff that's like when we first started talking, I was broke, and now I have thousands of dollars in the bank account.
Amazing.
And I haven't done anything other than be consistent.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm so happy. I am so happy. Yeah. I'm so happy. With these things that are popping up for you, and the self-doubt and the questioning of, am I temporarily stable? That's just like you're trying to self-preserve, you're trying to self-protect, because you're like, I don't know how much longer I can hold this. I don't know if this is gonna last. So it's a form of self-protection, and that just comes from self-doubt. It comes from survival, being in survival for so long, because your body was stuck in survival. When we first started doing the meditations and the healings, you were like, wow, like you were just all over the place. Your energetics, your chakras were not aligned, and the level of lack of ability to hold all of that energy was just non-existent, and it was very hard. So with all of this reflection and the beginning to trust your own progress and your wholeness, your completion, it's just gonna take showing up in ritualistic practices and in everything that you can do on a very routine basis, because that's what gives the body the safety and the stability it needs. Because remember what I think we talked about this a few sessions ago, the body is an animal. It operates on a nervous system that is animalistic, and the only thing that makes our nervous system feel safe is predictability, safety, routine, eating when you need to, sleeping when you need to, because all of these things signal to your nervous system, signal to your brainstem, that you are safe, that you are not in survival. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that. It just I think when I feel like this is the good things are coming to my life, and I have an old, I guess you can call it, trauma from it. Like everything that's good in my life has somehow been taken away from me.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the doubt comes from.
That's right.
Like even I think there was not a couple times ago, I would like book to an appointment with you, and I built this idea up in my head. Oh, she doesn't want to talk to me. I'm too much for her energy. I'm just like all of this, and it goes with everything, and it's starting to fade a little bit now, and I'm starting to get that confidence, but I still have to talk through it to get to the place where I'm confident in it.
Yes, absolutely. Because what happens is when we talk ourselves out of not feeling loved, we think that everyone is thinking that. And we go about in relationships and every single scenario in life, oh, I shouldn't be here. I'm not wanted here. My friends don't like me. My wife, my ex-wife, my girlfriend, my boyfriend. And that over time, like you can do that to yourself for, a few times, and it's like, all right, I'm just having a bad few weeks or whatever. But when you do that for 40 years, 50 years, that chips away at everything else, because it just becomes this debilitating monster under the bed that just won't stop. And it eats up everything, not just your pillow, not just your toys. It chews up everything else in its way.
It creeps into it does creep into everything. I've noticed it, and I am better at saying no, and then I ask myself what is real and what is not real, and and that's how I usually come back to where I need to be. But it's there. I think it's just something that, like, if you say integrate.
That's right.
That's part into it.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Because that's the next thing that I was when I was in the Akashic record, when I was meditating on your energy, on your soul journey and soul contracts. That's another thing that I'm seeing, is this phase is about transitioning from that. I guess the past few sessions were about seeking and uncovering, right, what has been accumulated. Now it's kind of like embodiment, and slowly the ratio of seeking versus embodiment, tips the other way, kind of like a seesaw. And in some sessions, there's going to be more excavating and more, searching and seeking. And there's some sessions where there's going to be more about that embodiment and that, looking at how do we integrate this, especially in those journals, right? Where you're getting a very physical, like, this is in front of me, this is what I'm doing, this is who I have been, because it's on paper and I'm putting everything on paper and looking at it. Wow, that's powerful. Like that just makes you go, okay, everything that's in my mind is in front of me now. I'm seeing my emotional upheavals. I'm seeing my, dramatization and awakenings and consistency and everything that is, both positive and negative, and how it shows up in my life. So it's about that, I guess, that more of a quieter development to that threshold of embodiment every day. Because that's going to be major in this next chapter for you. And you recognize that, like when I tapped into your energy, you're recognizing that this integration needs to be sustainable. And I think that's where that's where the
exactly why I want to talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that doubt, that's where it's actually coming from. It's that sustainability of this embodiment, this integration. Because it's nice to have these substantial practices and the meditations and the, unbuffered awareness and everything, but there's still moments in your energetic system, in your psyche, where you have periods of restlessness, where you have periods of nervous system activation and a bit of resistance and thought proliferation and rumination and all of these things that are kind of more on the opposite ends of the spectrum of what we want to experience. but they're entirely normal as well. And it's not about managing them. It's just about arriving in your space, in your body, at a point where healing that is possible. We're opening up that avenue where healing is possible. And again, as much as people hate me to say this, it comes with those routine practices that signal to your body, your nervous system, that I am safe. My environment is predictable. I am predictable. Because that's what creates safety within the body. And being around people who are predictable, being around people who are safe, right? Because that's been a big thing for you as well, which probably leads me into the next thing that, you know, from the notes that we had and that you had on the on for this is the initially when you first found my teachings and my healing sessions, it was more about the twin flames, right? And the I guess the section in spirit and science where it's about mean making and destiny and twin flames and karmics and soulmates and all of this stuff, right? And at the beginning we started exploring and excavating, you know, inner child wounds and all of these things, but every now and then during our conversations bits of twin flames started to come up. And obviously with your history and the very particular person that we spoke about, there was when we excavated a little bit deeper, there was a lot of romanticizing the suffering, right? There was a lot of reinforcing the attachment type that you had earlier on with your caretakers, as well as your past experiences where it prevented emotional detachment, and there was a lot of construction of an idea around the relationship and around mean making, around twin flames, right? Because that twin flame, you know, I don't want to say persona, but it's kind of like a whole world of information out there about twin flames, and most of it is not healthy because it's kind of like non-symbolic and partly symbolic, superficial understanding of what the connection is. And that emotional fixation that you had with the understanding of the transformational relationship aspect of it, as well as exploring the projection of the shadow dynamics, was massive. And I understand that you said I remember when we were working last time, there was obviously, I remember I don't know if you said it or I said it, but I questioned you. I said, were you ready to know?
And this, I think I am. You know why I didn't want to know? I didn't want to invalidate anything.
Yes.
Any of the work that came from that.
Yes.
But now I'm realized that it's not going to invalidate anything. It's all happened for a reason.
Exactly.
So, and like, it's so strange. 6 months ago, I couldn't imagine myself ending my life with anybody else. Now I can't imagine being around in the same room as that person.
Exactly.
I don't care about her any less, but it's just like, I don't want the chaos anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you have healed so many of your aspects, so many aspects of your psyche that were once upon a time vibrating as the same vibrational match with her, right?
Yeah, and her avoidance stuff would play into the whole twin flame narrative.
Yes.
Like,
of runner
even
dynamic.
We became best friends after we broke up or whatever. It was just her avoidant way of keeping me in her life and not having to give herself fully to me, but keeping me on the back burner just in case, because that's what she was doing, I think, essentially.
Yeah.
And so every time that I would be like, no, I'm not doing this anymore, she'd pull me back in, or something tragic would happen in her life and I would need to go confront some man that wronged her. Like, it just 5 years of that.
Absolutely. You can see why those push and pull games can keep an anxious attachment type like yourself hooked for so long, because that mirroring of that nervous system mirrors back to you every single thing that your parents kind of did, and that emotional kind of distancing and the emotional unavailability. And that's what gets mistaken. That intensity is what gets mistaken for romanticism and love. Because that's in your early childhood, that's what you learn to associate love with.
Yeah.
Right?
It's nuts. I did a therapy session, I think it's called AMDR.
Yeah, EMDR.
No, maybe not. Where they have like vibration stuff in your hands and you regress back to your childhood. I can't remember what EMDR. Yeah. And some memory came back to me of we were walking as a family with my dad, and I went to hold my dad's hand, and I think it was like 6 years old, and he pushed my hand away and says, "Men don't hold hands," and I was crushed.
Yeah.
And then me and my dad, like we're not like bad or anything, but we are like always at a distance from each other.
Yeah.
I don't I feel like I'm always like nothing's ever good enough. Yeah. So, and I don't think he intentionally tried to do anything harmful to me, but I think that's just the way he was raised, and then it just
goes down.
Yep, and I never felt a closeness. I don't really even feel a closeness with my parents, really. I love them, obviously. I love visiting with them and stuff, but I feel like a black sheep in my family. Like, I just don't feel like I fit in.
Yeah.
So, and I'm okay with that now, but it's just, I don't think they understand I'm an extrovert introvert, so we can be having a big family dinner, and I will need to, after dinner, go down to the den in the basement and just be by myself for 30 minutes just to get away.
That's right.
And my dad does not understand that. He thinks I'm being rude.
And it's hard for a man like him to understand that, because he has, I remember when we were exploring your lineage and your family line, he has had so much emotional unavailability in his own family dynamic, and that only, when I say with intergenerational trauma, you only double it and give it to the next person, though. So that's what he did, and that's where intergenerational trauma comes from. Some families it's much worse, some families it's much lighter, some families it's physical abuse, sexual abuse, some families just emotional abuse like this, and lack of emotional presence, lack of emotional grounding, lack of shared love and shared affection and shared things like that. Because for a man like you, who's so beautifully driven in love and in holding that space for love, you feel those things and you notice those things, because you're from a very specific soul contract where you're here to heal those things within you, so you don't experience that with your own children, and you are very emotionally present for your children.
Yeah, very emotionally present. I was just thinking about that right before you said that too, and it was not about me being emotionally present, but they came back around to me like in the last since you and I started talking, really.
Yeah.
And like my little one Sloan, she's 16, she's not really little anymore, but she used to be my sidekick everywhere I used to go. She used to tag along with me, and then she became a teenager, and all of a sudden I was a dork and she didn't want to do anything, and now she's my sidekick again all of a sudden. She wants to come everywhere with me, and I'm just like, it's so nice. I missed that. I thought I'd lost it.
Oh, so, I love that.
Yeah.
I might have had something to do with that.
Thank you.
With all the energetics, my pleasure. Absolutely, my pleasure. It's beautiful to hear of that, because that's very important for me, that those relationships and those primal relationships are truly honored, because that's how we feel love, that's how we express love, and if we don't feel connected to the people that are most meaningful to us, then how are we ever going to feel meaning in life in general, right?
That's what's the most important thing, is just the connect, especially with my kids. I think because of the way my marriage ended, I was the bad guy, because I had an affair, and then I wrecked our family, but that was the thing that started me getting here.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
I don't know. And now it's like everything's, the poles of that are shifting completely, and my kids are relying on me now because their mother's being absent, and I feel horrible for what they're going through there with her, but at the same time I'm like, this is awesome. I feel good about my role again with them.
That's right. Because your energetics have shifted so much. You know, all of these experiences that you had experienced, and everything that you had experienced from your childhood and your past relationships, and more recently the, you know, I want to say false twin flame, it was very hard. It was very hard because things will continue to happen in our lives, and we just keep going in circles until we heal that energetically. Nothing happens. In those meditations where the angels come through, they lift those energetics out of your body, so you are given kind of a new chapter, a new template, or not a new template, a restoration of your initial template, of your initial blueprint, right? And that's why you're seeing all of these things change in your life, because what happens is that's proof of your healing. All of these things are proof that your healing did happen and is happening, you know. And you're like, all the changes that you went through in your life, where you're like feeling calm, you know, feeling is triggered, your nervous system is more regulated, that's proof that this is working. And gosh, I'm so happy.
I feel like a boss during like such situations. It's so different. I just started watching this show called Resident Alien. It's like a stupid, silly sitcom thing, and this alien crash lands on Earth, and now he's trying to be human, like act like a human, but he sucks at it, and he's really blunt, and it's funny. But I feel like almost like him, like everything's new. I have all this life experience, but I'm like, I sit back and I just like observe people now. I'm just like, and it's all feels like a new perspective on everything, and it's kind of cool, and it's kind of like I feel, even talking to like a girl at the bar, I'll be like, I feel like I'm new at this. I'm like, it's weird for me.
Yeah. Because after your spiritual awakening, it's kind of like, I always say this, if you only awakened 6 months ago, in my eyes, technically, you are 6 months old. And that's why all of this feels so new to you, because your growth has skyrocketed in such a short period of time. And that's meaningful, and that's why your world around you begins to shift, and you begin to see things so differently. Right? But talking about all of these things, and I think this is something we kind of started addressing many sessions ago, in explanation of everything that you had experienced with your dad, and that regression therapy where you remembered your dad rejecting you, physically rejecting your affection, physically pushing you away. I really want to dig deeper, or a little bit deeper, into that, how that shows up for you now in everyday life, and how you feel about, I guess, linking it back to even how you said you felt coming into the session, of how you felt like your self-rejection was so strong that you projected it outwards onto our session and onto me. And I love our sessions. You know how much I look forward to our sessions. So I really want to dig deeper into that rejection and how it made you feel, because that's continuing to play out, and it's kind of continuing to play out even so romantically, in that self-rejection with women before they reject you, or in that deeming incompatibility before that's given to you as proof in the real world.
Like romantic, I can't really judge the last 4 years. Like, and I dated for about 6 months to a year, and then we separated for it's been 5 of them. That's why I was so like stuck on this twin flame thing too, because she would leave me and then reappear back in my life when she needed something. The whole time, anybody I dated through that, every time I dated someone, she would get really jealous, but not give me what I needed from her. But it would make me treat the person I was dating like a placeholder until it was ready for me. And I was never fully invested in the people I was dating. So, and I haven't felt open to that. I'm still like, I'm not dating anybody. Like, I don't want to. I'm observing people. There's one girl, Emma, I've been hanging out with, but it's like, we're just like dorky friends. There's nothing. She's a little too young for me too, and I think my morals, I can't. But she's lovely to be around, and she's like just calm. Like, she's like, most people like irritate me to the point where at this point where I'm just like, I need you to get away from me, but I don't say it like that, but I just need to get away from her.
Yeah.
But she is she's easy to be around for me, and that's cool. But she's just way too young for me to date or do anything with. So yeah. So, but it's yeah. I use a lot of discernment with people now. I just watch behavior, and I feel like I can identify a lot of behaviors now because of all the studying I've done on psychology through all of this twin flame thing that led to me looking into psychological factors that play into things.
That's right.
So I could like spot a narcissist at like I'll be at the music store and I'll see a couple and I'll see this guy walking 5 feet in front of his girlfriend and his girlfriend looking miserable. I'm like, that guy's a narcissist and she's being abused.
Yeah, exactly.
You can read people differently now. It's
Absolutely.
So fascinating and strange, and that's another thing I doubt. I'm like, is this real or am I just making this up in my head? Like,
no, absolutely. There are so many, markers along the way where you could tell if people are being abused or not. You're 100% right. With that, I remember when we talked about the connection and the twin flame connection. I want to ask you, what's your understanding of karmic relationships?
Karmic was always a confusing word to me.
Okay.
I always thought karmic meant like just no real soul connection, but I'm starting to see other things that say differently. They're like, because karmic obviously stems from the word karma.
Yeah.
So it's coming from something that happened previously, whether in another life or in this one. But
yeah.
So I'm starting to see that differently now. It felt unimportant to me. Karmic felt like unimportant, so I didn't want to use that term.
Yeah.
But now I see it differently.
Yeah. How do you see it now?
I see it more in the terms of the word karma. Like, you do this will happen later.
Okay.
So that's how I'm seeing it now. It doesn't mean unimportant to me anymore.
Okay. And in relationships, how do you feel like that term plays out in a relationship, in what you experienced?
With
correct.
You mean?
Yeah.
There's a purpose behind our relationship, clearly, because I'm not the same person I am now without her.
Yeah.
And so there's some purpose to it. I think I'd like to look at it like that anyways.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's weird with her because she has a lot of great qualities. She just had a lot of bad ones too.
That's
and
right.
It's partly because of her mental health. It's mostly because of her mental health. And I don't blame her for that, but it's not my problem to deal with.
Absolutely. And we can hold compassion for her, but we don't have to engage.
No, I have
to engage.
I have a lot of love for her. I hope I never see her ever again.
Yeah, very good. So karmic relationships. So karma, the word karma, it means where there are lessons to be taught. And those lessons, we are in constant concentric circles and spirals, right? And those lessons form a part of our learning. And that's what relationships are for. They are mirrors. They are mirrors. Beyond the romanticism of Disneyland and family making and love and, the white picket fence and the house and the dog, we have this karma play out with different souls that we contracted before incarnating into this earth realm. And those lessons can be karmic, bad, or dharmic, good. Because dharma is like your payback in goodness after you have ascended out of your lessons. And what do I mean by that? In karmic relationships, like the example that you had, it keeps you intensely magnetized to that person. It keeps you emotionally invested, emotionally activated, and just pulled into their orbit, right? In I want to say in a non-healed way, in a attachment triggered way. Her being the runner, the avoidant, and you being the anxious chaser, or the anxious, the one that is always available. And what happens is this can be incredibly difficult to resolve, because that strong activation is not a calm bond, which gets mistaken for chemistry. And that's why I always say, if you're feeling that what you think chemistry is, it's just your nervous system activating, because your nervous system knows before you logically know that something is just not right here.
Yeah.
And your nervous system will always give you the cues for that, you know, and she kept you looping back to her through that intermittent reinforcement. Because what happens is, when you engage with all of these hormones, the dopamine, the serotonin, and then surge it with the spikes of adrenaline and cortisol, that's what makes you bond to people. And that's what narcissistic relationships do, because that intermittent reinforcement, that's what solidifies these attachments and these relationships. And the repetition of this attachment is, and that inconsistent love and inconsistent echo of that is what keeps you hooked. Because emotionally and for your nervous system, it's having to prove your worth and prove your dynamics. And for you specifically, because for your karma, your soul contract, it triggered your abandonment and rejection sensitivity, right?
Yeah.
And with that,
completely did.
completely did, especially your rejection sensitivity. Because what happens is, when we have a rejection wound, the body is hurt in such a familiar way that it seeks to prove itself in every opportunity possible, in every interaction possible. That's why she so easily hooked you into her drama. Easily, right? Because that emotional unpredictability in what you didn't know you were getting from her reinforced your rejection wound. Because rejection wound is what we're most afraid of. Because when we think we are in love, when we think we are seeking love, when we think we are at risk of losing love, we do everything we can to stay hooked to that love, because it's a supply. And when we're kids, taking you back to when you're a kid in childhood, if we lost that supply of love, it meant we lost survival. Because we are dependent on our caretakers for survival. So how that plays out in your adulthood, right? You can see why it keeps you hooked, because it's a catalyst for that psychological growth. And that's what karmic partners do. And sometimes people go years, people go decades, people go lifetimes in these relationships, not knowing that, hey, this is not normal, because they're surrounded by relationships that are toxic. They're surrounded by, you know, guy friends and girlfriends. They're always complaining about their partner, and this is their normal.
Yep, it is.
Right?
I just thinking back to the things that like happened, like when we got together, we had both just come out of a relationship. I was like really like confident and strong person when I met her, and she like ripped, like destabilized me almost like strategically. It felt like, if I look back on it, well, we're dating, all of a sudden she's like, oh, you just got out of a relationship, so I don't really want to be tied to one person. So we decided to have an open relationship, but it was okay for her to do something. But as soon as I did something, it was the end of the world and stuff like that. And when I bought into all of this, because I thought it was like, I thought it was what it was, right? I'm like, this is just part of the growth and the learning and all of it. And then I got to a point where I didn't want to do that anymore. And she ended up sleeping with some guy, and she would like sleep with a guy and call me at 4 a.m. on the way home from the guy's house. And I asked if anything had happened, and she made it my fault that she slept with a guy. And I, like, that night plays over in my head constantly. Less now. But that was like everything was my fault that she did. Somehow.
That's such a hallmark of that kind of unhealed, something unhealed within her. right? That projection of blame. And projection of blame is one of the things that I don't want to associate her with narcissistic personality disorder, but projection of blame and that unhealed femininity, that's how it shows up. Lack of taking responsibility for one's own actions. And shifting that blame because it's too much to hold for her internally. Due to shame, due to anger, due to rage, due to unfinished emotional loops within her and lingering, confusion from whatever she's experienced in the past.
Yep.
Right?
I understand that with her, and that's why there's no hatred in my heart for her. She will reappear. Because when her relationship now ends, she will reappear and she will act like nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm almost preparing myself for that. I feel like sometimes, especially now that I'm DJing downtown and they're around, I'm more in her sphere now, right?
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and it's on my mind, and I don't want it to be anymore.
Yeah. With the way that she kept you hooked and the way that you kept yourself hooked, because part of taking responsibility for all of this healing is recognizing what's within us that's broken, that kept that bullshit running for so long, right? And with that, the hallmark feature of a karmic relationship or karmic attachments or karmic soul contracts is the on-off cycles as well as unfinished emotional loops. So what you're describing now and the lingering thoughts of you understanding that she's somewhere in your periphery, that she will circle back, is to test your growth, test your soul journey, test your soul revolution, right? Because you will feel different. You will know that you're different, right? And parts of you that were once unhealed will be triggered because healing is not a linear path. It's a concentric ring that grows. It's like a wound. It's just a scar that keeps, you keep going over it and over and over it until it smooths out. Until there's no scabs left, just a tiny mark. And with that tiny mark, it's always going to be there, but it's about understanding what your triggers are, understanding what your high-risk activities are, understanding what your high-risk things are going to be. People who don't give you emotional safety, people who play push and pull dynamics, people who blame shift, people who aren't direct and clear about their feelings and emotions towards you, people who are unpredictable, because these are all high-risk activities for you, high-risk personality traits and people that you need to look out for. And if anyone gives you these things, what do? We need to step back, analyze, communicate effectively, and reassess the dynamic, reassess the situation. Because guess what happens is these activities can pull you in so close because these are your triggers. I have my triggers. The next person has their triggers. My mom and dad and Uncle Sam have their triggers, right? Everyone has their high-risk triggers.
Yep.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I can see you. I can see you just nodding, like this makes sense. Like you understand.
No, this is all playing out in my life right now. So this is like it's almost amazing to hear you just say it, because it's like what the loops that are going on in my brain.
Yeah.
And I don't like I said, there's I'm observing people's discernment. I don't allow people close to me anymore. My world is so small and I love it. And before I would have been so depressed to be alone as much as I have been. But now I'm just like, if I'm anywhere that I have to be socially for my jobs or anything, I want to get out of there and just go home.
Yeah. And that's very important. That's very, very, very important. Because for your spiritual awakening, what happens is any stage of our life when we have to go through dark night of the soul and we get initiated through another spiritual awakening, it can be small or it can be big. There are different levels and different standings of spiritual awakenings, but you have to be isolated, because guess what? You can't go within, you can't self-reflect if you're surrounded by people. If you're surrounded by a lot of people, because that attention is constantly being driven outwards, and it needs to go inwards. It needs to go inwards for self-knowing, right? And that's the only
It's so
way.
much noise. It's like when you're around too many people, so it just feels like chaotic noise, and I need to get away from it. Like I feel like the big reason I wrote all of that huge long novel for you is I'm worried about becoming complacent and regressing, and I don't want that to happen. I want to keep moving forward because this is fun for me, like learning all this new thing about myself and about the world, and like it's just it's awesome, like, and it's not what I thought it was, because I thought it was like super, like, I'm gonna be able to like move objects across the room like a Star Wars guy. No, it's
we can still do that. We can still do that.
Can we?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to that lesson one day.
We can get to that. Remote viewing, everything. We can do that.
I can't wait for that, but I want to be ready for it. Yeah. But right now, I'm just realizing it's not that. It's quiet. It's quiet, and it's easy to be patient, and it's easy to eat my calories right every day, and it's easy to be there at any time I need to be for my kids, and to get to work on time, and to book myself as a DJ, and to do all these things. It's just it feels easy now, and I love that. But I'm also like, what's next? What else can I do?
Yeah, exactly. I really want to talk to you about, talking about the what I said earlier about your triggers, your high risk triggers with your anxious attachment type and your previously dysregulated nervous system. Your dysregulated nervous system gets you in states of being stuck or exaggerating or being easily triggered. And when you pair that internal state with an anxious attachment type like yours, in any given moment, regulation becomes the key to restoration of a healthy internal clockwork. And because we have those high risk items, signaling for those high risk items and understanding your high risk items. For example, for me, I've had a horrible relationship with food all my life because I used to compete, I used to be a model, I've done all sorts of things. For people, it might go one end or the other. It might be extreme eating and trying to restore that sense of safety within the body through eating, right? And those are the emotional eaters. Or it could be the complete opposite, which complete disregard for the digestive system and completely forgetting you need to eat. And that's me. I know that's my high risk. That's one of the I call it markers. That's one of my markers when I know my mental health is in decline. And there is no need to be ashamed about it at all. You need to signal yourself. You need to check, and one way of checking these things is creating structures and systems in place for you to check these things. Whatever it is. For me, it's a literal spreadsheet. I know it sounds silly, but it's a literal spreadsheet.
Not at all.
Yeah. And for every patient or client of mine that I've had, I have spreadsheets for these markers. Have you showered today? Have you brushed your teeth 3 and 4 times today? Have you spent time with your friends this weekend? Have you done something you love? Have you been spending time with your pet? All of these markers for personal care are actual indicators of nervous system regulation and how good your health is and how good you feel about yourself, right? So for this, one of your ones that I noted from earlier on is your hyperactivation. That's one of your markers that we really need to watch out for, because it's very extremely important for you to signal and mark for yourself, when am I getting dysregulated? I fall into A, B, C, and D. And your A, B, C, and D is hyperactivation in fight or flight and rumination and racing thoughts. You tend to have bouts of anxiety, and that shows up in your body, and you know that because it shows up. It shows up, right? You get emotional overwhelm, and your irritability and agitation is never derived outward, it's derived inward. You project on yourself. And that's
I
something.
keep it all in.
All
Everything's in.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
even in that thing where I'm the runner or whatever, the chaser, inside it would be chaos. Outside, I was acting like a secure, attached person.
Yeah.
But inside was just a mess. And that even created more friction and more chaos inside because I'm projecting one thing to the public, and then inside I'm dying.
Yeah.
So.
Because with often what I saw when I was in the Akashic record for you, your hyperactivation in your fight or flight, in rumination, racing thoughts, anxiety, or that strong sense of urgency for things, your emotional overwhelm, your irritability, your I'm really ripping into you right now, but this is good.
No,
it's good to discuss these things.
This is why I trust you completely. So just know that.
Good, because that hyperactivation, again with that seesaw, you have just as strongly expressed hypoactivation in your freeze and shutdown. Externally, internally a volcano. Externally, cream, calm and collected, cool as cucumber. It's Hakuna Yatatas and everything is hunky dory, right? But with that hyperactivation, when you get into that state of numbness and emptiness and low motivation and sometimes even dissociation, what happens is you have such a strong difficulty to speak your mind and speak your emotions and speak your needs, and that is vital in any relationship, in any dynamic. And you and I have built that. We are so good at telling me what you think, but now we need to translate that into every person you're gonna go and date and every person you're gonna go and be with. But the person that you're going to see that has to build that for you, they're going to show you, and you're going to screen for certain things, because when you're looking at all of these things through the lens of an anxious attachment, your anxious attachment is always going to be your default state. It's learning how to work with that, right? Especially because your emotional regulation needs to shift from external to internal for an anxious attachment type, right? It's not through others, it's through yourself. And how is that happening? The ability to experience closeness has to come with safety. And that safety, if it's challenged in any way, you will go into hypoactivity. Remember what I said about hypoactivity? You shut down externally. Internally, there's a fucking volcano raging, right? And that uncertainty is your threat. So that's one of your other markers. Is this person being consistent with me? Are they showing up regularly? Are they consistently messaging me and giving me love and affection and showing me all the markers of a healthy relationship? Because in that presence of safety, what happens is you are able to open up, because you can, and you do, and you have with me. So we know it's possible, right? We know
I feel like I'm doing that now with a lot of people now. Like I feel I have no problem telling someone what I think now. Good. Whether that's bosses, I told there's a guy that comes to the bar and he hates me for some reason because I took one of his friend's jobs as a DJ, and he talks about me to everybody. So I went right up to him. I'm like, keep my name out of your mouth. I'm like, let's be adults. And then he denied it. I told him off in front of everybody.
Good.
I don't care anymore.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
This is
good. And let's reframe that. Let's reframe
Not
that.
always been good at that.
No, you are great at that, but let's reframe that. It's not that you don't care, it's that you care about yourself enough to say when someone's crossing a boundary. That's what this is. And in a completely different internal dynamics. You care about yourself enough to voice when someone is overstepping, when someone is threatening your internal sense of safety. And that's very important, because building that internal regulation, we have to build trust within ourselves, that confidence within ourselves. And guess what? It all comes from our fucking childhood again. If our parents made us feel like Because if our parents made us feel like we cannot talk, we cannot speak our mind, especially when it comes to not meeting us emotionally, guess what? It's going to carry over into our adulthood, into our relationships, and we're always going to be scared, and we're always going to be hypersensitive into relational cues, in hyper attunement, in tone, in timing, in silence, in hyperactivity, the whole shebang, the whole rainbow, right?
Yep.
And that's what happens. That's why when in your next relationship, when you're building your next relationship consciously, what will happen is that reassurance seeking in a healthy way, in a healthy dynamic. Because you will realize what's safe and what's creating uncertainty, what's consistent and what's inconsistent.
Yep.
Right?
I'm not settling for anything less. Like I am happy alone. Exactly. If the right thing doesn't come, I'm happy.
Exactly.
If it does come, like the cat, I am great.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because
rewiring, oh my god, she's adorable. Because rewiring that relationship with uncertainty and that dysregulated nervous system, it takes space, it takes time, it takes neuroplasticity, and gosh, it takes a lot of self-fucking reflection. Like, you have to be able to sit with yourself for a long time after every interaction at the start until you fully rewrite, not fully, but to the best of your ability, rewrite your attachment type and go, yeah, I've done it. I've done it. I've graduated from anxious attachment to secure attachment, right?
Yeah, it would be earned. I'd be happy to get to earned secure. So, and I think I'm there now, to be honest. I feel really good about a lot of my interactions in life now, and someone fucks me over, I'm just like, okay, see ya.
Good.
If I don't trust their energy, I don't want them around.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. That's what we want. That's what we need. Because
there was this chef. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Because the built emotional regulation that we have in your system now, with the self-soothing routines and your stable daily structures, anyone who comes across has to complement that or bring equal to that, right? And anything that is less than that is not a challenge for your nervous system to go and prove yourself to them, because that's what anxious attachment types do.
And now I feel like I don't have to prove myself to anybody.
Good.
That's the thing. That's the difference now. There's this lady, she was trying to get me to take her for dinner, and I was just everything. I was just observing her, and everything was performative and fake, and I didn't want to do anything with her, and so I shut her down and said, no thank you. I don't think you're my type of person.
Good. Because what you're doing now is that graduating from anxious attachment type, you previously, especially with the twin flame kind of false teachings and misinformation out there, and anxious attachment, there's a large distinction of when you're in that space, you mistake and you equate intensity with love. You equate that obsession and that emotional urgency with all of that. But really, when you're graduating to a secure attachment type, you equate love with a calm presence, with reliability, with low threat, and with continuity in their personality, in their follow through, in their connection, and their ability to show up for themselves and for you in the connection. Because that's where the transformation is, in that calm presence, in that continuity. Because that's important. If someone says they're going to do something and they follow through with it, that shows you they're reliable. And that signals to you, again, that animalistic brain and that animalistic body, you are safe. You are safe with this person. And at the start, sometimes when you've been through so much, I want to say relationships that have taught you so much about yourself and your attachment type and your traumas and your triggers and your high risk activities, right? Remember those things that we talked about? These can feel incredibly boring. These people can feel incredibly boring at the start.
They do. That's what they were when I was thinking they were placeholders for Ray. But now it feels like the opposite now. now I'm not looking for the chaos, I'm looking for the calm, right?
Yeah.
So, and
just take it over the
like,
screen.
yeah.
Yeah. Now you're looking for that.
But now that's a necessity. It's not even I'm looking for it. Like, if it's not there, I'm just not interested.
Good.
So, and I'm just like I've been celibate for about 6 months. I am completely content. That's another thing that would have bugged me. It was a validation thing, I think before with me. The conquest thing, and now I don't even, nope. Exactly. It's just not who I am right now.
Exactly. Exactly.
Sorry about this one.
No, she's adorable. Don't even apologize. She's adorable. She wants to spend time with you.
Yes. But it's just this whole, like, I obviously feel like the same person, but I feel like a different person in so many ways now. And I want to keep going. I want to keep progressing. I think even with the meditation, I went completely with a lot of the silent meditation. That's a lot harder. With nothing, with no sounds or nothing. And like the first couple times, I really struggled to get through like 6 minutes.
And how do you feel about that now? Because you went from, I remember you told me at that time when you were like, I can't even do 15 minutes. And we did like an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, and that felt like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That was so shocked when you told me how long we were doing that for.
Yeah.
And now, like, I have my TV set up in my room, so I have YouTube on the TV. So now when I go to sleep, I put your meditations on and I fall asleep, and I actually sleep. It's the only way I sleep through the night.
Aww.
So they worked really well. Yeah.
And how has your sleep been?
It's been well, this month is a hard one because I'm working till 4 a.m. and then like I get home at 4:30, 5 in the morning, and then I'm up for work at 9. So it's been tough this month, but it's like something I couldn't say no to. It was like, I think it was 16 gigs at $1,000 per gig. Okay. Like so it's just stacking nuts for the winter.
Absolutely. That's understandable. When how many are you through?
I'm through 15 of 18 this month. So I get this whole week to myself pretty much, and I work Saturday night, and then Sunday morning I have to do some automobile show, and then I'm done for the month.
Amazing.
And then
amazing.
So I'm really looking forward to just like not doing anything on Friday night next week except being this one here. So
that'll be very good. That's excellent. That's excellent. How's your healthcare routines at the moment? Because when obviously with sleep and with this dysregulated sleep, it just kind of goes into all other aspects of life. How are you going with everything else in daily?
That's another thing I wanted to really tell you I'm so happy about, to be honest, because I used to be, just to be completely open with you, I was on steroids probably for 3 years. I stopped for whatever reason when you and I started talking, and my body is working like better than ever right now.
Good.
I did my blood work, it used to be like, when they do like the health things, and they say you're 48 but your body's like 64. It used to be like, I used to be like a late 50s, and now I just did one checkup last week, and now my body is now 39.
Amazing.
So
that's all the angels. That's not me. I'm not taking credit for that. That's the angels.
No, well, thank them for me. I'll do it myself too. But it's just it's so different. Like everything, I used to have to take pills for what, and now I don't have to take pills anymore for that, because it's just I feel like I'm a 20-year-old again. It's nice. Good. And I used to lose, like I could be sitting like this, my circulation on my arms would go, now no. Other than my back, putting my my femoral nerve. Like,
Yeah, how's that going? Because we did a healing session for
good.
that. Oh,
It's
good.
still, yeah, weird. Like we're it's back. It's just like because I was favoring the leg for about a month. It's the muscles weak, so I'm rebuilding that right now. Was at the gym and I saw a friend of mine and I jumped off the treadmill to trot after her and say hello. My leg buckled.
Oh no.
But yeah, because there's no stability in the knee yet. But but it didn't hurt anything again. But everything feels good. Okay. So I'm just being really, really careful with what I lift, and I don't want to hurt it again.
Very wise, absolutely, absolutely.
Yep.
Because being pain-free is a gift.
It's a gift, and I feel like age-wise, I'm going backwards. Good. Even like the girl I was telling you about earlier, the one that's too young for me. She found out my age. So it was 2 nights ago, and I told her I was 48. She was like shocked. I think she got a little upset, to be honest. She thought I was 35 to 38, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Both in spirit and in looks, I think. So
yeah, absolutely. You always look great. You look after yourself. You look after your health. That's amazing. That's all you need. And honestly, how you feel on the inside shows on the outside. It really does. Especially in your face. Like, you know, when people are like really burdened with life's responsibilities and stressing out, it shows up. It shows up under eyes and how you smile and the corners of your lips. It shows up.
It shows up so much. I remember when I quit drinking 15 years ago, and I quit drinking. I think it was on New Year's Eve. I had basically a drug overdose, and I ended up quitting that day, and I've been sober ever since. But 3 months after that, I looked 5 years younger. Yeah. It's insane what the toxins of alcohol and stuff do to your body. Yeah. So I think because I've been alcohol free for 15 years, I think that's something to do with it as well.
Absolutely. That's very important. Yeah. Very important. Well, that's amazing. I'm so proud of you. I'm honestly so proud of you.
I'm so grateful for you. You catalyzed a lot of this. It was like a hump I had to get over, and you catalyzed me to get over the hump.
Yeah.
So it was almost there, but I didn't know how to climb over the hump.
Yeah. Oh, it's not me, it's the angels. I promise you. I can just say the scientific and this, scientific aspects and psychology, but all the energetic stuff, it's all the angels. All of the angels, yeah. All the healing, all of the, meditations and the energetics. It's all what they do. I'm just a conduit.
Well, I'm grateful, so thank you. Thank them.
Thank you. What else, my darling? What else would you like to talk about?
I have an idea. You can use it if you want to, but I'm curious because I like humans, and you have so many people from all over the world on your TikTok page.
Yeah.
And with the whole twin flame experience thing, a big thing that drove me through that was music. Okay. And I was wondering if you could make a post to ask people what songs they attach to their twin flame journeys.
I would love that. I'm going to write this down, okay? Because twin flames...
I'm curious.
Yeah, true twin flames. We can communicate through music with our soul partner. And that's something that high-level soulmates can. Twin rays can. Twin rays, I think the way that I have experienced twin ray spiritually, it's a level above twin flames, true twin flames. And karmics is like, the harsh lessons. They're valuable lessons, but they can be a bit harsh. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would like to see what kind of music people attach to the story.
Aspect. Aspect coming up.
Well, even just musically, it's just because you get so many. I've lived in for a little bit, and the musical, what they get is completely different from what I get here, and probably the same as you get in Australia. So
yeah, absolutely.
So it gives me a new chance to explore different things. So
yeah.
Yep.
I want to ask you about, how we've explored, now in this session we have explored what you know about karmic relationships and what you had experienced versus what twin flames are. I want to ask you, What is your understanding of a twin flame relationship?
I understood it as souls that were separated. That's one soul separated into two, and then you go through lifetimes trying to find that person, or you find them in every lifetime. I've heard something. This cat.
Yeah.
And I think I attached. Weird. It was weird. Like, I still even question it a little bit. Sometimes I know it's not that, but it's just, there were so many things that went with, like you say, like I attached to your page because I aligned with the things that you teach compared to all the other crap that you see out there.
Yeah.
There's so much out there.
There is.
Yeah, I like that you're being hard on them right now too, because I think that people need that.
Yeah, they need the
I
tough
see it
love.
from the book.
Yeah,
they do, because you get lost in it, and but they have to be ready to accept the tough love too. I found that with myself, because I wasn't ready until just probably prior to meeting you, but I'd done a lot of stuff before I met you, and then you got me over the hump, like I said. But I always thought we had separated 5 times. She always found her way back to me, and I thought that was all part of this. And then where's I going? I thought if I worked hard enough to heal myself, that she would also choose to heal.
Yeah.
And that's just not the case.
That's not the case. No. So,
and I was waiting.
Karmic...
We had. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Well, we had it just the way our families, like I have been divorced 6 years. She's the only person that has met my children. I don't introduce my children to anybody until they're solid in my life. It's just something that I've been really stingy on. Yeah. And the hardest part for me is I miss her kids.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. You don't have to apologize. It can be very hard when you form these emotional attachments with people.
Yeah. It was hard because they were like my kids, and vice versa. My oldest daughter's having a real hard time with Ray not being around anymore too.
Yeah.
So, but she chose another guy in another family, and that's what it was. So, I don't even know where I was going. Sorry, I lost myself there for a sec.
No, it's okay. This is normal.
It's like I miss the kids more than I miss her.
Yeah. And something in you is grieving the end of that.
Yeah. Like, even Oliver, when she got together with the guy she's with now, she brought him over to his house, and he called me frantically begging me to come get him, and I'm like, I can't come get you, buddy. Like, I'm like, you have to give that guy a chance. And he didn't want to be there. He wanted me to be there. He was a good kid. I took him out for lunch one day, and he just looks at me. He's like, "Are you my mom's soulmate?" I'm like, and we weren't together at the time either, right? But it's just all the integration of that. It just makes everything so much harder to move from the past.
Because when you grieve the end of a relationship, it's also grieving the parts of that person that didn't choose you. And that's what's so triggering within you, because you didn't feel chosen, and that's why you're very upset.
No. And it's just that my ego was like hurt. I didn't understand. It didn't rationally make sense. It didn't rationally make sense to people in her life, like her friends. Like, it just, nothing made sense with her. But I think now that I see the psychology behind it, I think she chooses people that she doesn't have to be fully vulnerable with, because there's no risk there for her if she's not fully into it. Because if it goes away, it's okay. I'm going to survive this. If it was too strong, if it goes away, she doesn't survive it in her mind.
That's right. And part of that is understanding. I remember when we first, entered this healing space together, is understanding that for a person like Gray with an incredibly highly avoidant attachment type, as well as, you know, the combination of ancestral wounding and trauma and intergenerational lessons that she's had, when the risk of love is present, there's a high risk of activation of her vulnerability wound and intimacy wound. And that wound, from my own experience of healing so many people, is one of the most stubborn wounds to heal, because people really have to be ready for it, for healing it.
Yep.
And it comes through a lot of maladaptive behaviors, what we term toxic behaviors now.
Yep.
And you can
That's
see
what it
how
is.
that played
Toxic.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I was trying to make excuses for the behavior, and it was just, all it was toxicity. Like, but it's funny too. Like, since we started talking to, like, I'll get the memories, the moments of sadness, and the times when I miss her, and it just passes through me differently now.
Yeah.
Before it would linger. It wouldn't go away, and then I'd be trying to overanalyze it and dissect every word that was said. And now it's just like, it's like one thing at a time has been hitting me since you and I started talking about it. It'll come, it'll wound me, and then it's gone. And now I've dealt with that one.
Good.
Because there was so much of. There's a lot of good and fun times and good memories, and there's just so much. It was like two people I was dating. I was dating two people at once with her. Yeah. Yeah. And she was too scared to let the good in her out long enough, because she didn't think it would be accepted. I don't think. That's my take on it.
Yeah. Yeah. The built persona that she constructed to survive was what's dominated her energetic field for as long as she's been on this earth. And for many lifetimes. When I was in the Akashic record exploring her journey, she's and that's okay. We hold compassion and love for that, but it's just not what we keep anymore.
No.
Right? And you can see why that narrative of the false twin flame teaching is why it keeps people stuck, because mean making drifts into that delusional thinking of twin flames, right? And people who are not I'm a director of medical research and clinical trials, and I have a world of knowledge in science as well as spirituality. As well as soul evolution, as well as of all the, East meets West kind of soul and spirit, right? When people override the reality of healthy dynamics, the reality of attachment types, and draw delusional and mean-making things into the, that's my neighbor's dog, into mean making, the relationship, what happens is karmic relationships are so similar to twin flames, but twin flame relationships elevate out of that. Twin flame relationships, both of the twin flame counterparts have incredibly high level of psychic gifts, of psychic awareness, have had many hundreds, if not thousands, of incarnations, have been shamans and healers and many things, and have gifts that are able to be proven to the general public that they are extraordinary. And I'm not saying that in an egotistical way. I'm saying that from a perspective of, I can heal people, I have access to their Akashic record, I can do this, I can prove my gifts to you and prove that I'm a twin flame counterpart, and I have, right? Because I have, many clients and all of this stuff. But what I'm trying to say is the symbolic twin flame making is plays on the delusion of people, who are severely wounded, have severe inner child wounds, because the association of the label, of the self-sealing of that label, and the intensity and the cosmic significance and the spiritually destined for me, it makes people feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves, which most people who are isolated and lonely want to feel. They want to feel special, and everyone is special, but not in delusion. Not in delusion, not in harmful relationships that can be toxic and maladaptive and incredibly gut-wrenching in how they destroy people's lives. And that's where I draw the line, because twin flames, they come together as two souls who chose to incarnate to hold and heal bloodlines that have had these really horrible intergenerational stuff for hundreds of years, right? But they elevate out of that, and they go through incredibly harsh, incredibly difficult spiritual initiation. Physically, we experience physical things on spiritual realms that humans will not relate to, right? That's what twin flame journey is. And when they get purified, when they go to heaven, you know, the ascension, 3 days of darkness, all of this stuff, and that dark night of the soul, you come back a completely different person, right? And that's where I draw the line, because with twin flame language, and with everyone saying, you know, everyone has a twin flame, everyone experiences this stuff, there's just so much manipulation in that psychological trickery on people who don't have a strong sense of self, who don't have a strong sense of their identity, of certainty, and how they're moving through this world. And it plays on obsession, it plays on nervous system activation, it plays on spiritual narratives of, I know what's going on with you, I'm here to guide you, you know, and you're on a twin flame journey. That's where I have a problem with people. And that's where I am honest, always honest, if someone is on a true twin flame journey or not. Because healthy dynamics and healthy relationships, that's the foundation of all relationships. Twin flame or karmic or soulmate or God knows if you're, you know, with a unicorn. I don't give a shit. It's the same fundamental knowledge, right? It's the same.
I appreciate how gentle you were with me through that, though, too.
Oh, my pleasure.
Like, because I don't think I was ready when we first started talking, and now I've gotten to a place where I am ready and I am good, and I'm seeing the bigger picture, and I'm seeing that the whole thing actually helped me. I learned a lot of lessons in that.
And you can see how, if you were, or someone else continued to believe that this is a twin flame relationship, how harming it would have been for you if you continued in that cycle for another 10, 15 years.
Yep. It was eating my entire life up. And I was like, I would comment on your page, but otherwise in my world, I didn't tell anybody about it. This was something that I didn't want to. I never told Ray about how I felt about it. I was just something I thought, and I didn't want people to think that was crazy, because that's what people think I'm crazy just because I have a spiritual side. So I don't even I think they're crazy because they don't. Absolutely. It's almost like you that term when they have like those people in the background of video games that are NPCs. That's how I'm seeing people now. I'm just like I don't understand how you just go through life with this just being societally regular and just going with everything. That is pissing me off about humanity right now. It can be. And there's a lot going on in the world right now, as you know.
Yeah, absolutely. It is incredibly challenging to coexist with all of the different levels of vibrations and the intensity of everything that's happening, because it's very upsetting. It's very upsetting.
And I'm only 6 months old, and I'm just learning to deal with this in the way that my sister is dating a guy from right now, and I can't I can't.
Yeah.
And my sister is like, when you date somebody, you start thinking like them, and she's starting to think like them, and that's not who my sister is. And it's just, and now I'm distancing because, yeah, it's a whole other topic for, but
that
it's just
is,
like,
yeah, but it's overwhelming. It's very overwhelming. Yeah, because it's contradicting in morality and values and
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you been able to have conversations with your sister about this?
No, because she shuts the conversations down.
Yeah.
So I've talked to my parents about it. My parents are in the same boat as I am. Like she was ready to fail 2 months ago. I'm like, no, you're not going. I did have a conversation with her about it. I'm like, you're not going there right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not what they want you to believe it is.
Yeah.
So, and yep. And if it cost me my relationship with my sister, if that is what's important to her, then that's what's going to happen. Like I'm not agreeing with her on certain things. So, and I've always been politically motivated, and that's why I'm not allowed to speak on most comment sections on TikTok, because I speak my mind, and I'm going to continue to do that, and I do that in real life too. It's not just online. I'll call people out right to their faces and watch them not have anything to say.
That's right.
So
that's right.
Yep.
Morality,
because if we do nothing, then we're just complacent in it. Like people need to do something. Yeah.
That's right. At least to use your voice, because violence and war is not normal, is not natural, and harming this many civilians is not normal. Genocides are not normal.
I'm at a point, if someone came up to me and said that they were, I'd probably punch them in the face right now. Yeah. That's where I'm at. So. Yeah. And I don't want to be violent, but I don't know. Like I'm at the end of my rope with this world, with the last 10 years of just bringing all the worst out of people. I'm done. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to get angry and stuff.
No, absolutely. You have all rights to, because what these political power heads are doing they're impacting the whole world, not just locally. They're impacting the entirety of the whole, human population.
It's ridiculous too. Like if you actually talk to the citizens of each population, nobody wants this. Yeah. It's all these small egos with these small dick men, and they just like, if you guys want to fight each other in a ring. Whoever wins takes it. Like, stop killing people. Yeah.
It's incredibly difficult to witness. Absolutely.
But yeah.
Absolutely. It's difficult, and from a spiritual perspective, in how we're experiencing this in consultation with with the rest of the universe and spirit and the goddess of all that is, it's about people taking their power back from constitutions and things that they have placed a lot of power and trust in. That's what it's about. Right? Okay. Because a lot of people have given their power away, on a silver platter for these constitutions and these institutions to just take. And now this is the humanity's awakening into, the fire, the fire of, awareness of what have we done, what do we stand for. And that's why we have this polarity, because there are people
we have to empower people to speak, though.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be through social media, because we just get silenced on there.
Absolutely. The censorship is, my account is shadow banned.
It's same with me. I put that picture up, and I said you are not allowed to comment on posts anymore, because I put it are you serious? Like, if you look at the stuff coming the other way from them, they don't get shadow banned. So who owns this?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I discussed, they have the AI on Google.
Yeah.
So I decided to have a go at Google about this, and Google was defending to the tits.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I have noticed
it's just
that as well.
Yeah, that's done. I'm shut that off. So yeah. ChatGPT seems to be on my side with it, though, so that's kind of good.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah. Because we really have
But
to ask ourselves, what do we stand for, you know, as a race? You know, would it be any different if you were in Palestine? Would you want someone to stand up for you? If your kids' limbs were, you know, blown off and their eyes taken out and your daughter's raped and
and then they show this stuff like it's some sort of paradise, and it's you stole the land.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, like I don't if there's three things I would go to war for. Number one, I would go to war if my country fought America. I would go to war if we got invaded by aliens, and I would go to war if we fought.
Yeah.
And I would gladly give my life for all three of those things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But
it's an intense world out there. I think everyone that is feeling it is very important to just to know when to disconnect and just, you know, turn off the TV and put down the phone and turn off TikTok or whatever it is that it's very important to because it can you know, there's a time for activation and for speaking up, and there's a time to like, all right, I really need like a day to myself and just ground myself. You do. Yeah. There's real life things you can do though, like my position at the music store. I have there's people from they do protests. They were doing every weekend for a little bit. So I donated like 30 speakers to them so they could speak at their events. So it was, you can do little things. That. Absolutely. Yeah. I always say this. They're lovely people too. Like they get painted, like being a white guy in Canada, people get painted with a certain brush, and then you actually meet them and they're the loveliest people. Oh. That was my heart. Like, yeah, it's true though, and people don't see that because it's just how they're brought up, and I'm like, unfortunately, I love DJing, but because I mix country music and hip hop together, I've been saddled as this country DJ, so I'm around redneck people constantly. You know what happened the other night? I'm DJing and I'm in my set, and I really do mix hip hop and country because I hate DJing country. And I put a Kendrick Lamar song into the middle of my set, and a guy comes up to me and told me to turn the shit off. And so, and my boss was right there, and her mouth drops, and I'm like, okay, why don't you go back over there and dance in this circle with your boyfriends and fuck off. And then I stopped the Kendrick song and I put Man, I Feel Like a Woman on, and I called him out on the mic and dedicated the song to him, and he left. Good on you. We don't put up with that shit. No. We all bleed red. My best friend is he's Senegalese Australian, and he's a professional athlete. And growing up here, he was one of the few Australian Senegalese people that play Australian rules football. And it can be an incredibly racist game because it's all just white, you know, Australian white kids. Yeah. Yeah, and the stuff that he experienced and the stuff that people, you know, it was horrible. And the news coverage about when he went off at someone because, you know, players would talk dirty to each other, and when someone talked dirty to him, for a long time he just ignored them, but he reached the threshold where he just couldn't. He was rage-filled, which is an entirely normative reaction to bullying over so many games. And when he finally exploded, the news coverage just came for him in a way that I've never seen any news outlet would. So I completely see it. This keeps happening. They keep protecting the wrong. It's like it feels in my mind like they're protecting the wrong side of things, and I don't get that. Like, it's just, you see it here, even with the way even baseball's developed here. It took so long to integrate African American players into the league, and they're still being yelled at from the stands. It's 2026 now. Like, what is going like? And the problem I have with the world is Trump. These people got quiet, and now Trump has woken them up. And they are loud and obnoxious until they get called out, and then they get put in their place. But it's just like and now is the time
for people like you and I to not be complacent and to
Absolutely.
speak up in real life.
Yeah, and I always say this. You know, this world. This is actually I'm writing a book, and this is one of the things I write in my book about in one of the chapters. This world was never and is never separated by color, gender, or religion. It's separated by wise people and fools separate themselves by color, gender, and religion. And that's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening in this world.
That's a brilliant thought. And I've never thought that before, but it's so true.
Yeah. It's on TikTok as well. If you scroll.
Is it?
Yeah, if you scroll far enough, you'll find it. Yeah, I always say I always say this because in Australia.
I do scroll far enough because there's a speech you made about, it's one where you start where you come a little closer, I think you say in the beginning.
Yeah.
And you talk about the real ones. And that's
I know exactly the one you're talking about.
Yeah. That's literally my Bible.
Yeah.
When I'm feeling dysregulated, I save that one and I watch you say that and then I calm again.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. I meant to tell you that a lot of times, but I keep forgetting.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
It was actually a channeled message with I think it was Archangel Raphael. It was one of the nights because I used to host. I still do, but not as frequently. I host channeling. You know, when the angels come through and they speak through me. And that was one of the messages that came through. I think it was Archangel Raphael. I have it recorded somewhere, like the original. So yeah. But it's
that's so cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you glow differently when you're doing that too.
Yeah.
You can see it. You can hear it in your voice too.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah.
But no, this people is just the divide is clear between the wise people and the fools, and then you know we just have to hold the fort, you know, and just do what's right because what's right is always clear. It's always clear. The right thing
crystal clear. That's the frustrating thing about observing the world right now. It's just like
how
stupid are you then?
Yeah.
And the only way those people, I find, the only way they wake up, and you know, sorry, the cat's hitting the phone. The only way they wake up is when, like, you notice in the States, especially because all the promises that were made to them, and then they lose a job, and now they wake because it's happened to them.
Yeah.
And that's the only way, because the troubling part for me with that is, how have you not been able to put yourself in that other person's shoes who has been until it happens to you? Like, none of these things have happened to me. I'm able to put myself in those people's shoes and feel empathy for them and want to do right by them. Why can't you do that?
Yeah. It's just lower states of consciousness, and that's part of this divide, you know, of the birthing of the 5D or whatever number you want to put on it. It's just the old Earth and the new Earth. Yeah. And it's challenging. It's challenging for a lot of people like, you know, like you and I, who are awake, who understand what's going on, because the divide is clear and it's abundant, you know, that the abundance of these expressions is very hard, and it can be difficult to hold compassion for it on a good day.
It is. Well, you know, like, the anger takes over sometimes. I've had to, made some pretty nasty posts, and I've stopped myself because, from putting them up just for because I lost a job because of that earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Just because I was against the conservative government, and then my owner of the place I was working at was conservative, it turned out, and he didn't want me working for him anymore after that. So, but I've made my social media basically DJing. That's it. Just DJ content, and that's what it is. And comment sections are a little different, but what I'm posting now is I just don't feel the need to show a person what I'm doing anymore. The people in my
the validation, the external seeking of validation.
I almost feel like the opposite about validation now. I feel like if someone takes a picture of me, I'm like, I don't really want that posted right now. Whereas before, I need to take a picture so people see I'm here, and I need the attention, and I need. But I don't know. That's weird. I'm different.
No, I love it. I really want to circle back to your the sensations and the memories that get triggered when you say you are weird, or when you say you feel like you're the black sheep?
Mm-hmm. In my family, it feels like my whole life, my sister has been like my dad's princess, and I get that it's his daughter, right? But I feel like nothing that was important to me was important to them.
Okay.
Even like at my sister's wedding, when my sister got married, they had like all the first dances and stuff, and then my sister and my mom and dad were dancing, the three of them on the dance floor, and I was on the side of the dance floor bawling my eyes out because they didn't even think to include me.
Okay.
Yeah, I just feel like an outcast, and I to a point I put myself there later in life because I just didn't care anymore, and I don't care. Yeah. I do care, but I don't care. I'm okay without that. And I love my mom and dad. We go for Sunday dinners every Sunday night with my kids, and we have big pasta dinners, and they're wonderful, and I love that part, and I'm proud of my Italian heritage and all of it. And but I don't feel like I connect with them. But saying that, when my mother is away from my father and my sister, there's this, my mom's almost like a 13-year-old child, and then I get her away from her life for a second, and she is this super wise spiritual person all of a sudden. Yeah,
completely different.
Yep.
Yeah.
And everything she says makes sense. She understands me when I talk. Even when I was talking I talked to her about Ray a little bit when I was going through it, and tried to make her understand my perspective on it, and she understood.
Yeah.
And she was patient with me, and she actually didn't say, well, you know, the twin flame thing too, when you're doing it, everybody's like, just get over it. Like,
yeah.
Fuck, I hate that. I hated that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm 48. I've never been hung up on a woman in my life until her.
Yeah. And that lack of validation can make you feel so isolated as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
But I think that's where the black sheepness comes from, for sure.
Yeah. I want to ask you something. What is your understanding of being a black sheep? What's your understanding of where it comes from, how it started, how it plays out? What do you know?
Just being like, let's say black sheep to me is like, there's a group, everybody's in the group, but the black sheep is on the outskirts of the group. Their opinions don't matter. Don't matter completely anyways, or they're not taken as seriously. Not included in major decisions, that kind of thing. And I don't know, I look at myself as a leader. I mean, I have been my whole life. If I get a job, within a year, I'm managing that place. That's just the way I operate. I take people under my wing. I like to help people. That's who I am. And in my family, I feel like that's not the case. Yeah. Making me feel like the black sheep, and I don't care to enter the circle anymore. I just try to observe from the outside, and that's okay.
And for you, no, it's not okay. It's definitely not okay, because you're a beautiful soul. You're a beautiful soul, and you deserve to be validated. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to be included. You deserve to be understood. You deserve to be.
But I don't need to be.
No, but it would be nice for your bloody family too, right? It would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be, yeah. But the right people, like the right people, are there, come into my life, and then I get that from them if they feel like they can give that to me, and I'm learning that now. Good. And I'm happy with that.
Good, because
look how much my cat validates me.
Yes.
She loves me, my cat.
Yes, exactly. So, but you do belong. You are important. You're so fucking important. And you are understood, and you're included. I want you to know that. And even when I do the meditations, I think of you, like genuinely, like I think of you. I think what you're gonna think of. I think of, like, you know,
really?
I think of what you think of the sound, because my sound was like, you know, playing up, and I had no idea how to do the sound stuff and the editing and the looping and all this silly
You did
stuff.
really good. The only thing I would do is warm up your voice just a smidge, and it's going to come through so nice.
Really? How do you do
And I have
that?
there's a program called Audacity. You could
Okay,
it's a free program.
Okay.
Yeah, or you could just send it over, and like I worked with technical music engineers, and I already talked to them about it because I talked to them about your thing, and they're like, "Oh yeah, just send it over. We'll fix it in 2 seconds."
Oh, bless. Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Next one.
Even like when we got on the free the music behind everything.
Yeah.
Just to give you a little background, when I was a kid, my dad bought the first IBM we had in the 80s, and I played this video game on it, and it fascinated me. I'm like, how the...
What is that?
IBM? You don't know what IBM is?
No, I'm in like 97, so what is an IBM?
IBM is like the first computer, the first home computer. So
okay.
It
wasn't Windows? Oh my god. I thought Windows
was way before Windows. Okay. There was no Windows yet.
Oh my god, okay.
And there used to be this game called Bruce Jenner's Decathlon, and I was obsessed with it because I could play these video games about sports on its screen. Yeah. But me being me and needing to know how everything works at its core, grabbed a screwdriver and took the whole thing apart that my dad just spent $1,000 on, and didn't learn anything from it. But so when you showed me that there's free meditation music, I needed to know how that works. So I sent you that one song I did just because it had the birds in it. But I created four complete tracks.
Okay, I need those, please. If you can
have them.
That would be
They're
great.
Royalty free too.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm at a point now with it, I was going to work for my music studio today, but they have renters upstairs. Yeah. I wanted to show you that, but I'll show you next time.
I would love to. I'd love to see that.
But I can, if you want something specific, we can do that.
I would love that. You know how many times I've thought that the past few days or like few weeks when I was like trying to record and trying to understand how microphones work, because it's like it's a whole world. I did not know this.
You have no idea. It's my whole day, and I can't stand it half the time with these people because no matter what you tell them, they don't listen anyways.
Yeah. No, and
but yeah, I have every microphone at my disposal. I work in the big. Yeah. So yeah, just let me know.
That's amazing.
And I really do not want you to hesitate. Like, message me.
Thank you. No, I will definitely take you up on that, because you know when you need something and you're just like, oh, should I not? Don't want to be a burden. But like, I know you're so advanced. I was like, I'm just gonna sound like a total kid, like talking to this, like, oh my god.
No.
I was so nervous.
I'm so happy to help you.
Thank you.
I'm so like every time I see it's almost like when I see the video pop up, I'm cheering you on. I'm like, yes,
go girl.
Because for real though, because YouTube's not going to take off. You have to do 100 videos on YouTube before you can get traction.
Yeah,
start uploading everything.
Everything. Yeah, I noticed that, because it has to build enough of a thing to know what to recommend you to the population.
Yeah, it won't even take you seriously till you hit 100. And I'm trying to even I fall asleep to your videos. Partly because they put me to sleep, partly so you get the minutes, because you need the minutes to get to the next thing.
Thank you. That's amazing.
No, so tell your friends to do that too.
I will promote myself as much as I want. It's to be honest with you, it's very hard to promote yourself in these algorithms if you've been flagged and shadow banned, and because they associate your accounts with things. And I was talking to because they don't just track one thing, and it's not even something associated with just like as simple as an email address. Like they build a whole profile of you when they shadow ban you. Yeah. Oh,
I noticed. I can no longer cross because of something they saw on my phone last time I crossed.
Oh well, there you go.
Yeah, and I took my Nexus card and I cut it. I had a Nexus card, which I used to have quick access across the border because gas used to be so much cheaper there before I had it. And I cut my card and told them to fuck off. And
oh well, there you go. You got to stand up for what you believe.
Yeah, I thought I was going to beat down. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
I talk too much.
No, I'm talking too much. Completely get off, but this is lovely. Coming back to the black sheep wound. Your understanding of it is really great. But I really want to understand, and I really want to help you understand as humbly as I can, and how that plays out. Because when in that wound, it's called an isolation wound, or some people call it outsider wound. In that relational imprint, when you have internalized the experience of being different, of being excluded, of being misunderstood, of being emotionally outside of things, especially your internal family system, it creates a deep attachment wound related to belonging. It's an attachment wound, it's an injury related to belonging. And that sense of belonging, that core experience, when you experience it on such a deep soul level, because you are like me, you're from the same soul family, you're a HSP, highly sensitive person, right? We are so sensitive to these, I want to say aggressions, because they are, right? And this, how it plays out is always like feeling very emotionally and psychologically different from family and friends and people. You begin internally to label yourself as being really sensitive. You begin to label yourself internally as being too intense, too different, too difficult. And it gets you feeling in this chronic misattunement to yourself, and feeling like an observer rather than an insider. You're never participating in the puzzle. You're never getting up and dancing. You're never being part of the dinner. You're just kind of sitting in the corner or wherever, and you're just quiet, trying to be as invisible as you can be.
Yep.
And in that, because everything is attached, everything is part of this bigger profile that we build of ourselves, it gives you the feelings of the alternating perception and feelings of between belonging or longing for withdrawal and self-sufficiency as a form of protection and self-preservation, right? And you can see how that's playing out in your life, right, at the moment, because those experiences that you have internalized, they never stay where they are. And I always say this, they never stay where they are, because in that pattern, that early childhood pattern of emotional invalidation and misattunement, what happens is when your feelings are chronically dismissed and misunderstood, and you know the emotional expression and the emotional connection is not being met with curiosity, with validation, with even correction or meeting you halfway, you start to project that inwards, right? And you unconsciously start to gaslight yourself into thinking that you're the sensitive one, the problem, the different one, the independent one. Oh, I don't mind, I'm just like this now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, the last statement especially.
Yes.
So I was just about to say, I'm like, I used to feel like that. Now I feel okay. I'm comfortable in my own skin now.
But that's a adaptation.
Yeah. Okay. That's why I said the last statement you said.
Yes.
Yep,
You love belonging. You do.
I'm a
right?
team player. I love to be.
Yeah.
I love to be part of good things. Not all things, but good things. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I feel like even on your page, I feel like I'm like, yeah, I'm part of this. This is cool. And watching everybody's little problems in the comment section and all the stuff you talk about, like I feel like I'm part of your page, and I love that.
Good.
But
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, just for sure, I was viewing what you just explained as something I had progressed through and a strength, but I'm now seeing this differently.
It's an adaptation. Adaptation. Yeah. And
so it's okay to want to belong.
It is, totally. It's the normative expression of being here, of being on this earth, of being a part of something. And that when you have that adaptation into, isolating yourself and, all of these things of like not having many friends and not doing this and not doing that, it's your nervous system learns that I am only accepted when I am when I conform to a specific thing, and that sense of belonging is conditional to certain things that I need to meet. For example, with your family, they would have been unspoken conditions that you would have had to perform, because that love is conditional by default, because they never learned how to deconstruct what love between a parent and a child is, or a connection between a mother and a child is, or the maternal nourishment is meant to be, or the paternal, you know, love is meant to look like, or how you're meant to hold hands, or how you're meant to, you know, you're meant to be in love with your child, you're meant to be in love with your son, you're meant to be in love with your son and daughter equally, right? And how that manifests in adult life, because you have, you know, you have so beautifully adapted it in maladaptive ways, we gaslight ourselves into thinking that I am inherently different and I'm not built for normal life. I'm not built for normal people. You know, that you feel discomfort in big group settings or small group settings, in shallow social dynamics. But connections have to start somewhere, right? Those random small talks, that's how connection is built, right? And sometimes when you have a black sheep wound, or that rejection wound, or that, you know, connection injury, it becomes normalized when you gaslight yourself in that rejection, sensitivity to rejection and rejection cues. And you will, parts of your life and parts of your dynamics, you will oscillate between longing for connection and self-isolation. Because every time you're going to go out there and long for a connection or a friend group or a relationship or whatever, you're going to be met with the things that validate that you are the black sheep. Because you are rejecting yourself. Because what happens is, when we internalize all of this rubbish, all of this shit, all of this wrongdoing from others onto us, through no fault of their own, they're just conditioned just as much, they're just NPCs just as much as the next person. We internalize it and we do it to ourselves before we get an opportunity for someone else to do it to us, as a mode of self-preservation. As a mode of, and these patterns build. It's like a, you know, snowball, and they acquire more patterns, and they build, and they acquire more patterns, and they build, right? And it becomes this, you know, you begin to build this as relationship patterns. And with that, you build, right, like, you know, you feel like you're an outsider looking in. You feel like you're misunderstood. You feel like you're feeling, you have difficulty feeling seen in relationships, and you have strong individuality and uniqueness and all of these things, but really you're looking for ways to validate all of the things that align with your rejection sensitivity and your black sheep wound. So you gaslight yourself into thinking these things. But what happens if we just make ourselves a little bit curious and put ourselves in high-risk situations where love is there, connection is there, and there is a small risk of being rejected or being the black sheep. Small risk, so small, right? What happens? We could be proven right or proven wrong. If we're proven right, those people are not our people. They're not going to be healthy connections. They're not going to be healthy dynamics to have. But if we're proven wrong, and these people make us feel included and loved and validated and communicate with us effectively and bond with us over the things we love and music and, you know, everything that we stand for, and understand our, you know, injuries and, you know, tattoos and everything that we stand for and love, then it heals that rejection wound. It heals that black sheep wound. But first we have to have the bravery and the courage to put ourselves in these situations and just give ourselves the you know, just the grace to be curious.
I can do that, I think. I was, when you were saying all that, I was picturing myself on the outside, like almost like a wallflower, observing people and not integrating myself with them. And I would have thought I didn't even think of this as anything before you just said this, and now I'm seeing this is playing out in a lot of parts of my life.
I know that. That's why I'm your healer. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. We've only begun to scratch the surface. of those
Yes.
deeper things that are happening, right?
Yeah, now I can work on this because this is
Yeah.
happening a lot. And like I'm even the new bars I'm working at is this. There's the whole cliques and social groups inside the bars, and I'm new, so this is a good opportunity for that.
Yes, exactly. So in
Yeah.
the healing direction that I would really love for you to practice, if you really want to, if you really feel aligned with this, is reality recorrection. And how do we begin the corrective experiences with your reality? Right? It's having the grace and the curiosity to just allow yourself to think and to believe in knowing that being different does not equal to being unloved or excluded, because you have associated with your inner child experiences and your earlier childhood development, you have associated with being loved with being excluded and not being understood and being invalidated. And that's exactly why you were chasing your tail with the karmic.
Yeah.
Because she was validating all of these things. She was, giving you more and more and more of those things that kept you hooked. But then when you overcome that reality recorrection, right, you can begin to have safe relational experiences, consistent, corrective emotional truths.
You know what I was toiling around with just a couple days ago, probably, whatever I love leaves me. And this is a way to get around this, I think.
Yeah.
Because you become scared to love, right?
Yeah.
Or love completely, not love, but like to fully immerse in it.
Yes.
Because if I do that, then it's going to leave me. That's one thing I'm trying to work through right now.
That's right.
And that goes back to my family, as we can see.
Yeah. Everything starts there. Everything. Because the emotional imprinting is so strong in your earlier development, because you're spending all of your time with your mom and dad, or lack of it, if you had like for some people that haven't had that, it's what forms your relational and attachment types. And I can see how upset you feel. I can feel how upset you feel. I feel like my heart is breaking. Like I can, how, because the angels make me feel exactly what you're feeling, I feel like my heart is literally breaking apart. And I don't want you to feel like that. I care about you. I don't want you to feel like that. And I want to guide you through this identity integration, because this is all part of soul restoration to your divine blueprint, and how you came here before all this relational imprinting, right? And we've got to recondition your nervous system. And actually, funnily enough, because this is such great timing, because I'm just about to release the next healing. And it's about soul restoration. It's about reclaiming all of these fragments. So it will help. Yeah.
Okay, good. I can't wait.
Yeah. You will really love this. It's very long, actually, but you will love it.
Is it?
You need to drink a lot of water. A lot of
Yeah,
water.
I am having that's one thing I'm having, especially through this whole month with the DJ. I think I'm dehydrated at this moment right now. Like,
Yeah.
I am not getting enough water, and I've been drinking too many Red Bulls, so.
Not good.
No,
Not good.
I'm going to cut the Red Bulls.
You got to drink a lot of water, especially for this meditation that I'm going to release soon.
Yeah, I will. I'll make a point of it and add that to my daily ritual type of thing. So
good.
Yeah,
because you need to. Did that wound explanation make sense to you?
I didn't even know it was an issue before this conversation, and now I'm seeing. So this, this is that's huge. So this is something I can tangibly work on right now.
Yeah.
And the world is set up for me to work on that right now.
Good.
Yeah.
So
this is good.
Do you feel seen in how it has played out in your life? Do you feel like that's how it has been in you?
What you just said defines the whole thing, that whatever I love leaves me, because that's not actually the case.
No. It's not.
So yeah, I do see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I just had a aha moment. That's why I'm kind of sitting here grinning.
Yeah. Good, and I can see that. And it's a part of your soul contract, this wound. It's a part of your soul contract. It's what you wanted to experience. So you can heal it. And you can move on to, you know, the other side of this and feel connection and feel love and feel honored, right? Right? And because you have associated this, and it's hard because this ties on to much deeper things within you. You've associated this black sheep wound with leadership, right? And that's something you haven't even began scratching the surface of.
We will.
Because you desire
I'm interested
leadership.
to know this.
Yeah.
I need to be, I like to lead, and I like to lead by example.
Exactly. Trust me, they've shown me this. I know this.
Oh yeah, you know
I know
this.
You've internalized it with your leadership qualities, with your ability to lead, with your need to lead, with your desire to lead, because you have incredibly beautiful leadership qualities that you've barely even tapped into or had the opportunity to be given the opportunity to explore that or demonstrate that in any way.
No, I've had the bars I was running too. I felt I led really well there, and then it was just taken away from me because for nothing. Yeah. And it makes me question my leadership approach. Like maybe I'm too in line with my staff members. I feel like, you ever see that there's a meme where there's a leader on the back of a chariot whipping a horse, and then there's a leader, the next picture is a leader with the other people in the chariot pushing the chariot rather than whipping the horse.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but I can imagine it.
Yeah, I want to be the one with my staff pushing the carriage rather than telling them to push the carriage.
Yeah, it's new age leadership. It's new age leadership. And people don't really understand this, and they don't have an ability to relate to this, especially as a beautiful masculine like you. It's hard to feel like it's real. It's very hard.
It is.
I can imagine how intimidated people feel around you.
I think a little bit. I think I repel people for sure, and I sense it. Even my bosses at my bosses at work, I do not agree with the way they manage a store. One of them I do, but one of the other ones, no. Yeah. And he knows that I know that, and so he is very tiptoey around me. Yeah. Because the company I'm with now, I was rising up in it about 6 years ago, and then I decided to change jobs, and I came back to this place, and now I'm intimidating him, and I'm intimidating other people in other departments because I'm speaking my mind. They have just we have this beautiful company set up nicely. We have the most intelligent, talented people working for us. Like, they are so gifted. Like all of the music stuff that you're dealing with, all the sound stuff. Yeah. That you think you've dealt with it firsthand. You know, you need to know your stuff to know how this all operates from the inside. Yeah. And we have a network of 100 stores, and they pay these people and expect them to have all of this knowledge, and they pay the minimum wage. Oh, God. While the CEOs are, and my boss is so deep in the rabbit hole, he thinks that's all that these people deserve. I'm like, no, man. Yeah. I'm like, if you want to, the head honchos are coming to town tomorrow, and my asshole bratty move is going to be like, I'm going to work at a $19 an hour rate, and you're gonna. Yeah. And if you want me to work at a $40 an hour rate, you're going to raise my wage, or I'm going to fuck off soon. Yeah. So. Yeah, and that's important that you manage yourself that way as well, because you don't want to don't give in to the system that just takes from you. No, but if I'm in there right now, we're in a place where I can make a difference here. I literally make my entire paycheck at this store in 2 DJ gigs. Yeah. But 8 hours of DJing. Difference. Yeah, vast difference. Yeah, very vast difference. It makes zero sense, does it? Like, I'm out here playing music for drunk and high people for 8 hours, and I'm making 2 weeks worth of money for you. Yeah, make it make sense. Absolutely. And you know what? I, as a healer,
I won't even gaslight you into thinking that there is something wrong with you for thinking that, because you're having an entirely normal reaction to a system that's absolutely fucked up. Right?
I'm so happy I met you. Like,
oh.
I really
no,
am.
seriously, I'm not gonna gaslight you into thinking of like what, you know.
No.
I'm not gonna gaslight you. I'm not that type of
no,
person.
you never have.
Yeah, you're having a normal
like
reaction.
I never quite. I think in my dad tells me not to be like this.
Yeah.
He's like, sometimes you just gotta go with the flow, and I'm like, I don't want to go with the flow. That's not who I am.
Yeah.
So
good. Honor yourself.
Yeah.
Honor yourself.
I am.
Good.
I will continue to.
Good. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Honestly, I am so proud of you. I'm the proudest of you I've ever been, because you've come such a long way in your ability to just show up, and that's the hardest part. You know, you don't have to have the bravery, you don't have to have the courage, but you put those in there as well. You didn't just show up, you actually showed up and did all the work.
Well, we're just starting, so.
Well, no, be kind to yourself. You're doing great. You're doing
No,
amazing.
I mean, we're gonna go forward. Like, I'm committed to this whole thing. So like, I'm very much looking forward to seeing where this takes me and stuff. So
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait. This is exciting. And I'm gonna look into that Audacity app. Or
it's spelled with A. It's like an app for your laptop though.
Okay. Yeah.
And if you have a problem with it, just send the file over. And then what we can do is we'll get on a FaceTime. I'll have Audacity open on my end, and you'll have Audacity open on your end, and we'll work through each thing together so that you get the experience in doing it. And when next time you do it, you'll be like, oh, this is what I do here.
Okay.
It's the easiest way. I'm a visual learner. I don't know if you are or not. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because if you do something, then you're going to remember it, and then it's imprinted, and then you're going to be like, when that sound or that weird sound inflection comes up again, you'll be like, oh, that's what I did last time. Yeah. I'll do this.
Yeah. Do I only have to put that thing on the voice recording or over the music as well?
When you do it, do you separate it into separate tracks? Like you have your music and then your voice? And, okay, that's good.
Yeah. Because they won't integrate until you save the final. And it just merges everything together.
Yeah, well, that's when the mastering. Before that, this is when we do the Audacity. Okay. So we're going to bring we call them stems. So we bring the stems in. That's what I did with those, the tracks. That I'll send you the tracks. But I used this AI product to make all these chord progressions and stuff for the music. And then I take all the chord progressions as stems into my DJ equipment, and then I layer them all together. It's like baking.
Oh, I love that. You're making a cake.
So you just baking a cake, cookies, one ingredient at a time.
Yeah. And then you mix it
until you got it right. Mix
delicious.
It together.
Delicious.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it.
Okay.
So
I can't wait.
And then you can share it like dessert too, right?
Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm gonna have to look into it. I'm gonna have to
just slow your brain down and remember you're just baking a cake.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you need the flour before the eggs, right? So
yeah, exactly. Is there anything else, my love? Anything else at all?
No. I just want you to know that if you need help with anything, don't just reach out. I'm up all day and all night, say, of my work. Like 4 a.m. I don't know what time is it there right now?
It is 12:40 p.m.
On Monday though, right? 7:40 p.m. on Sunday here.
Oh, well, there you go.
So yeah, I have 4 a.m. You're still like in prime of your night, so like I'm coming home from work. So
yeah, exactly.
Just message anytime.
Sweet.
Okay.
Sweet. Likewise, reach out when you need.
Okay. Okay. Right, thank you so much.
Look after yourself. Bye.
You too. I'll talk soon. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.